A former Minister of Information and elder statesman, Chief Edwin Clark, has appealed to President Muhammadu Buhari to forward the name of the acting Chief Justice of the Federation, Justice Walter Onnoghen, to the Senate for confirmation. Chief Clark made the appeal at a meeting of Pan-African Pan-Niger Delta Forum in Abuja, where they also reviewed the visit of the Vice President to Delta State last month. According to him, a situation where the Chief Justice of the Federation is serving in acting capacity for almost 90 days is strange.
We have been receiving a lot of reports, people questioning as to what was happening in Nigeria, particularly as to the question of the Chief Justice of Nigeria appointment. This succession has been the most senior Justice of the Supreme Court, and that practice, convention, and I may call it tradition, has been carried on for over 30 years. And we, as people from the South, I think we have a duty to appeal to Mr. President. We believe that there's no other Nigeria for us to go to, but we should be treated like any other Nigerian. So we are appealing to Mr. President to send the name recommended to him to the Senate for confirmation before it is too late.
Hundreds of internally displaced persons in Benue State have appealed to the governors of Benue and Taraba State to restore peace to their communities 4 years after they were displaced by herdsmen. Among the IDPs are women, children and the elderly, who made a call at a joint peace and security meeting convened by Governor Samuel Orthom and Darius Ishaku to reconcile the warring factions.
This is what is left in Moon district of Benue State after attacks by herdsmen from Taraba. Hundreds of internally displaced persons are setting foot on their ancestral home for the first time in 5 years. They come bearing placards with different inscriptions.
Benue State House of Assembly represents.
These children and parents are asking for the return of normal life in Moon, a condition the Mietiala leadership embraces.
We are with them for so long, and they take us as a brother. We also take them as a brother, and we welcome the peace. Because yes, the governor come on board, they're talking about peace. And if you watch Benue very well, it is not as it is just before it was like Afghanistan. And now it's the most peaceful state we have so far in the North Central.
Addressing the victims of herdsmen who are mainly farmers, Governor Samuel Orthom says, ask them to give peace a chance. He also informs them of the decision to begin the boundary adjustment from both states.
Here I want to assure the people of Kwame local government, especially the Hmong people who have been displaced for over 5 years and are no longer in their ancestral homes. They have become refugees in their own land. We have agreed that more remains in Benue State.
To underscore this agreement, Governor of Taraba State also reaffirms his commitment to the security of lives and property of the borderline communities by pushing for ranching instead of open grazing.
Chile is one of the countries that is well known for the production of cattle. They have also turned to ranching. We will agree and give enough land to rearing cattle because we too have to eat the beef. And then we also agreed that the farmers must stay on the land peacefully. We also agreed to concede land to the farmers. so that while you are farming, nobody will come to your crops, and while you are ranching, nobody will come and disturb your animals.
The 2012-2013 herdsmen attacks left Moon District in Kwande Local Council of Benue State completely destroyed, with visible signs of desolation, begging for urgent attention.
To health matters now. As the world commemorates Cancer Day, the World Health Organization is calling for more efforts in the fight against the disease. A statement by the World Health Organization's Regional Director for Africa, Dr. Mashidiso Moeti, says February the 4th is a day to reflect on how cancer affects people in different ways and how everyone can be part of the solution to reduce the impact on individuals, families, and communities. He adds that it is urgent to do so because cancer is a leading cause of death worldwide, with approximately 8.8 million cancer-related deaths in 2015. This figure is expected to rise within the next 20 to 30 years, and African countries are likely to be the most affected. It has been said that you should drink about 8 glasses of water a day, but what really is the benefit and where should you draw the line? Tonight on our Focus on Health, our correspondent Yomi Otaiwe takes you through the importance of drinking water.
Welcome to my world.
Water, an essential part of human existence. It's used for washing, bathing, cooking, and perhaps most importantly, for drinking. Concerning potable water, there are several factors that determine how much you take, and these include how active you are, your health, and the weather condition of your environment.
Water is the fluid that makes up most part of our body. At least 70% of the body is made up of water. So number one, it means that if you don't drink enough water, your body will be getting dehydrated and you will be getting tired because the cells, all the cells in the body need the water to function properly. Water is needed for the food to move properly in the gastrointestinal system and be well digested. That way, one can avoid constipation, which comes as a result of not taking enough water or enough fiber. When you take enough water, the skin will be glowing, it will look very nice, the eyes are glowing, and all the parts of the body function properly.
Every system in your body depends on water, as it helps in flushing toxins out of vital organs, carrying nutrients to the cells, and providing a moist environment for body tissues. So, how much water do you consume each day?
If I feel like taking water, I just go for a very good water.
I try to drink for sometimes 5 pots I drink.
There's a 4 to 5 cup a day.
What kind of cup?
Like tea cup.
For the bottled water, you're looking at taking about, if you're taking 3 liters, you're taking about 4 of it in a day. While if it's a sachet water, you're looking at taking about 6 in a day. Essentially, if you're drinking enough, over 2 liters daily, that enables your kidneys to get rid of potential stones that could be formed and become, get to a stage that they block some parts of the kidney or the urinary system and then predispose the person to infection.
What's the red flag that may suggest that an individual is not taking enough water?
If you're drinking enough water and you go to the restroom, you check the bowl, you will notice that the water just looks normal. It just looks like ordinary water. But if you're not drinking enough, it will look yellow, like someone who has malaria. That's the way it will look, because that means that your kidney is not removing all the wastes frequently, and then it's a bit concentrated.
You should note that aside from the normal water in liquid form, some fruits and vegetables contain water.
Taking lots of fruits, especially the juicy ones, oranges, pineapples, pawpaws, many of them, watermelon, quite a number of them have lots of water in them. So taking lots of fruits daily also adds up to the amount of water you drink.
Despite the fact that lack of water can lead to dehydration, in drinking water, a lot of caution must be exercised and medical consultations made by persons with health conditions such as kidney disease.
For those who have kidney problems, especially advanced kidney problem that may require dialysis anytime soon, they can't afford to drink that much. We usually regulate or tell them a limit, to put a seal on the amount of water they can drink, because if they drink too much, their kidneys are not able to excrete the excess and then their body begins to swell.
Although no single formula fits everyone, knowing more about your body's need for liquid will help you estimate how much water to drink each day. Yomi Otaigbe reporting for Channels Television News.
Welcome to my world.
Now let's find out what's happening in the business world. Anne is here to give us the latest.
Thank you, Melinda. Skybank, one of Nigeria's commercial lenders, has announced the voluntary resignation of some of its executive directors. The directors, who had served in executive management capacity for nearly 2 years, had been part of the new board of the bank after the July 4, 2016 intervention of the CBN and the subsequent reconstitution of its board. In order to ensure a smooth leadership progression and service delivery to its customers, all general managers have been reassigned to oversee the affected directorates. The bank says the new development does not in any way affect the smooth running of its operations. A total turnover of 1.15 billion naira shares worth 8.03 billion naira were traded in 12,783 deals on the floor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange this week, amid a dull performance recorded in 4 sessions. Total market value fell by 13 billion naira after opening the week at 9.02 trillion naira to close at 8.89 trillion, while the all-share index fell by 2% to close at 25,802.54. 23 gainers were led in the top 3 categories by Caverton, Lafarge and Unity Bank, while Fort Oil, NIMEF and UAC Property Development Company topped the list of 36 decliners. However, the week recorded its first listing for 2017, with Medview Airlines becoming the first airline to be listed on the exchange in more than 15 years. But as companies continue to release their earnings report, analysts and traders have forecast mixed outlook for next week. Investors at the Treasury bill segment of the debt market were upbeat this week, with average yields contracting by 47 basis points to 17.83%. But at Wednesday's auction, the Apex Bank sold 45.18 billion naira of the 91-day bill, 80 billion naira of the 182-day bill, and 177.22 billion naira of the 364-day bill. The bond market was also bullish, with average yields contracting by 4 basis points to 16.86%. Dealers expect cautious trading in the debt market next week. Let's now move to the interbank market, where overnight rates surged 550 basis points this week to 11.25%. The Central Bank of Nigeria sold a total of 400 billion naira worth of OMO bills in Friday's session in an attempt to mop up system liquidity after reports of improvement on Thursday. Dealers say the CBN's open market operations auctions should determine rates direction next week. And that's Business News Tonight. Thanks for watching. Back to you, Melinda.
Thank you so much, Anne. When the news at 10 returns, Confederation of African Football replaces Madagascar with Gabon as hosts of the 2017 Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. That's on Sports News. Join us again.